I've been playing keys since I was around like 9, 10 years old. You know, I've been drumming since I was 3, 4. I kind of just wanted to make my own music. You know what I mean? Play my own stuff instead of just playing one thing, playing one instrument. I kind of wanted to play another, instrument. And it was the piano, you know what I mean? My first piano was a Yamaha. You know, it was a keyboard, that had a lot of cool sounds in it, drums, a lot of different variety of instruments. So, I was just messing around playing different things, and, it was a keyboard I was able to create tracks out of. It had like 6 little banks of, that, you were able to record a loop that you play something over it. Basically just layer, your tracks with different stuff. So I was basically just doing that for a couple of years, getting it right. I was making beats on that keyboard and recording everything I did on a cassette. So till this day, I still have, the old 90-minute Maxwell tapes, filled front and back. That's how I started really creating and learning how to, sequence drums and stuff like that, and then that's when I got into the MPC and everything. So I started making beats on the MPC around 14, 15 years old. So I've been playing drums from 3 all the way to 16, but I got into really making my own stuff, my own music around 10, 11 years old. And then I got my first piece of equipment, which was the 1000 around 15, 16. I was sampling off like CDs, and, my friends will have, old records from their parents that they'll find for me, or they'll bring for me in their book bags in school and be like, yo, look at this, look what I found. And, I'll take it home and listen to it, or I'll go to one of my friends' house that had a turntable and, was able to play, the songs off of it. And, I was able to pick and choose what I liked out of it. But I was always sampling off CDs and MP3 files, you know what I'm saying? I was never really the type to sample off a record, to have that old crackling and, the vintage sound. That was basically how, I started sampling back in the days. Just getting little loops of stuff like, Diana Ross, The Supremes, Marvin Gaye, Al Green. Those type of people. So that's how I kind of started, and then I learned how to, chop and just, mess around with it and get the voices to be, sound a certain way and just cut it up. It's just basically like having a puzzle, and you just, you have to piece it together, just piece it a different way, piece it the way you want it to come out, basically. So I always knew, music was gonna be something that I was just always gonna do. I never really had a job or 9 to 5 or anything like that, growing up. It was kind of just music. My biggest thing that I had to do was, finish school. That was definitely a priority. Was to get that diploma so I can do music full time and just, travel, do wherever, go wherever. And once I did that, that's when it was all over.
We've been through so much the same shit that it was easy for us to really relate. And the music, just vibing in the studio, it was like it was natural. It was like
first time ever opening up for Jay-Z, and like, he always wanted to see like what my international like vibe would be like performing at. I performed in my actual t-shirt, slippers, and shorts. I performed in that.
We're like, everything's fine. Then we're like, all right, we'll ride out, we'll fix the window, and then Ilman's just like, my book bag, guys. We don't know if that got stolen. We may have left that.
I don't like calling artists and asking artists for things and all of that. And we in that business now where it's good to feed off each other. People like to see people collaborating right now. That's why being in these different groups works so well for me.